Hiya! Hang on. I forgot to do something. Yeah. Forgot to turn my fan off. Yeah, I'm not ruthless at all. Hiya! Yeah. Welcome back to Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. I think I already made the good form of therapy is to beat the shit out of your ex. Yeah, I think I already made that joke. I'm probably just going to, do day 15. Because, I'm tired. I'm tired and I don't feel the hottest right now. So yeah, I'm probably just going to do day 15. If I feel up to it, I'll do day 16. So anyways, let's just hop right in. I'll bring up the censorship bar. Because we don't know what's going to come up. Oh my god. The day began like many others, but with a familiar blanket of anxiety shrouding us both. Diego seemed more confident for today's fight than the previous, but it was clear he was still nervous nonetheless. All things considered, this was probably a good thing. Overconfidence could easily be his undoing. Approaching such a situation with caution made a great deal of sense. I'm worried he fights like I do. I haven't really thought a lot about how to counter my own tactics. I mean, I could use his size against him, but he could do the same for me. That's probably a good reason to avoid being too aggressive. But what if he does the same? We'll just be standing there. I guess it becomes a battle of patience then. Yeesh. Patience isn't my strong suit. I'm sure Ty will give you a pep talk before we start. He might have some good pointers. Here's hoping. Logan made it to the semis last year, so he's no doubt pretty good. Semis, huh? You give me a semi? Oh god, he's talking about his dick. What? That's my line. But yeah, I guess there's nothing for it but to do my best. What happens, happens, right? That's a good outlook. I guess Russell's attitude kinda rubbed off on me. It got me thinking about it and all. It's kinda like life goes on, you know? Winning would be nice and all, and I'm sure gonna give it my best. But if I don't, well, I've already won the best prize. Huh? What's that? It's you, you dope! Oh, right. I'm the real winner. Nuh-uh. Fighting like a true couple. Huh? Someone's at the door. Diego got up to answer the door, returning only moments later with two familiar faces in tow. Hey there, lovebirds. Heya. What are you two doing here? Axel and I were out running together. Figured we'd drop in and wish Diego luck. We're both off work today, so we'll be coming along to watch the fight. Axel wouldn't shut up about the last fight. I'm expecting good things from you, Diego. No pressure, of course. It was so amazing. It wasn't that amazing, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, Axel. I recalled my conversation at work with Russell the day prior. Something had happened the night of the previous fight, and I wanted to know what. Hey, I hope you don't mind me asking, but did something happen when you got home the other night, Axel? Huh? You knew about that? Well, no, I don't know what happened, that's why I'm asking. If it's a secret, you don't have to tell me. What do you think, Axel? Shall we tell them? Oh, let me guess, you guys got the apartment? Well, yes, actually, we started moving in the day before that, but no, that wasn't it. They're gay. What is it then? Axel, do you want to do the honors? I noticed Axel was looking rather shy and nervous about the topic. He quietly shook his head, prompting Dom to continue. Well, Axel and I are a thing. I fucking called it. Whoa, what? Since when? Since Axel got a little too drunk and too... Dom, shh! I'm just teasing, Axel. Axel made his feelings pretty clear the other night. I think we'd both felt the same way for a long time, just neither of us really said anything. Dom Diego nudged me with a smile. Sound familiar, Aiden? Painfully so. Well, congratulations, guys. Maybe we should do a double date thing sometime or something. Whoa! That sounds fun. Kinda does, actually. To be honest, I noticed the sparks flying between you two ever since I arrived. I wondered when one of you was gonna crack and say something. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be Axel, though. I might have had a few too many... Pina coladas? Yes. Those. I'm sorry, but what he called them when he was drunk is amazing. Hang on. Let's just, like, take a listen to it. Wait, no, not that site, that's that shit. Damn it, why do I keep going to that site? It's this one. And let's just turn it down so it's nice and slow. Can't exactly turn down the volume on there because I'll forget what it was. Those. Yeah, I kind of made a fool of myself. But if it weren't for that, Dom and I wouldn't be together. Now I really want to know what happened. The redacted version is that Russell walked him home as he sort of told Russell all about his feelings. I'd not too long gotten home myself, so I was unpacking boxes when they arrived. Russell came straight in and told me Axel had been drinking and had something he wanted to get off his chest. He left us alone, and, well, that's the redacted bit. Let me guess, things got saucy? No, we just, no comment. Loud and clear. Axel is looking so incredibly uncomfortable, I felt a little bad for him. Seriously though, guys, congratulations. I'm really happy for you both. Thanks, Aiden. We're both really happy too. Right, Axel? Right. It goes without saying that Russell and I are totally cool now, too. I felt bad about how I was when he first arrived. I kind of viewed him as a threat. I called him up after everything was said and done and I apologized. He was so gracious about it and he was really happy for us. We chatted for a good long while. I think we're becoming friends. I guess it was kind of similar for me. He was my opponent. I was worried he had something up his sleeve. After the fight though, he proved me wrong. So I guess we both feel kind of foolish, huh? Too right. He's a good person. I'm glad I see that now. He's working with you two now, too. Isn't he? Diego hasn't worked with him yet, but I have. He seems like a good fit. The world works in mysterious ways, huh? Most definitely. Through the conversation, Axel remained rather meek. I decided to change the topic to something he'd be a touch more comfortable with. Axel, are you excited for today's fight? Huh? Oh, yeah. Diego's gonna kick ass. I appreciate the confidence. I just hope you're right. Any idea who your opponent is? Some bear named Logan. Aiden has had a good look at him. I haven't, though. Which one? Do we want to completely destroy Diego's confidence, or overconfident him, or just standard thing? Comment from a visual novel MC. I'll decide that I'm going to check my TikTok notifications. Hold up. I got a comment on one of them. I want to see what it reads. Ha! Same. Yo, I trigger a lot of people. It's awful. It's gonna be a hard fight. Diego will have his work cut out for him. True that. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm just gonna have to do my best. We believe in you, Diego. You're gonna do great. Yup, so great. Thanks, guys. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't your fight start soon? Shit, you're right. We should get a move on. Shall we all head down together? Yes. Did you guys want to jog there? Aw, man, I'll never keep up with you guys. You did really good in last year's marathon. Yeah, but I got fat. It's okay. If you guys wanted to run, I'll hang back to Diego. Where's the fun in that? Let's all walk together. Right. The four of us left the house and begun walking towards the tournament grounds. Our journey was filled with idle chatter and the occasional tease from Dom about what had happened several nights prior, much to Axel's dismay. On our arrival, Dom and Axel made their way into the stands as Diego and I went into the changing rooms. We were surprised, however, to discover that we had company. Oh, hello. Huh, you must be Logan. Yes, that is me. Diego leaned over to me and whispered into my ear. Psst, he looks kind of scary. Shh, he'll hear us. Is something wrong? No, nothing. It's good to meet you. Logan nodded quietly, adjusting the bandages wrapped around his forearms. Hold up, we gotta bring it up. Is this it? No, that's not it. What was it? Ah, here we go. The silence in the room was deafening. Diego was clearly on guard about Logan, not knowing what to expect. Logan, however, seemed comfortable, albeit very quiet. So, may the best man win? Yes. I look forward to facing you. He gives me Ice Bear vibes. Only one other character did that, and that was Likulao. Logan stood up and gave us an awkward wave before quietly leaving the room in the direction of the ring. This town has some weird people in it. Maybe he was just nervous? He didn't seem it. Guess we'll just have to see what he's like in the ring. Diego took the opportunity to remove his shirt. He then began a series of stretches on the benches, preparing his body for the fight ahead. How are you feeling? Do you think you're ready? As ready as I can be. The rest is up to fate or whatever. Anything I can help with? I'm not even going to read that. Our next fight begins in 5 minutes. Contestants, please make your way to the ring in preparation to start. As enticing as your offer is, I don't think we have time. Damn it. I mean, I was sort of kidding, but I wouldn't have said no. I guess I'll have to make it up to you one of these days. I'm going to hold you to that. Diego continued his stretches for several moments before standing up and giving himself a vigorous shake to further loosen up. Woo! Alright, let's do this. Good luck, Diego. We're rooting for you. Thanks. Here goes nothing, I guess. Hey, one last thing. Yeah? I leaned over and gave Diego a kiss straight on the lips. Something that clearly caught him off guard. For luck. Thanks. Hopefully I won't need it, but you never know. Not like I'd ever turn it down. Anyway, I'll see you when the fight is over, Aiden. Do us proud, Diego. That's the plan. Diego made his way out of the locker room and towards his corner in the ring. Shortly after, I would follow and meet up with the small crowd that had assembled in support of him. In addition to Axel and Dom, who had arrived with us, Ty, Russell, and Lucas were all present as well. Lucas? I didn't expect to see you here today. Ty invited me along. Nothing much needed doing today, so here I am. Just a couple of grunt tasks, nothing that can't wait, and I don't really have anybody else to help me with those. What do you mean? What about Eric? He's injured again. Sort of. Huh? What about you two? If you're both here, who's running the bar? Did that thought not cross your mind last time? We have closed for the morning. Russell wished to attend as well, so it made sense to do so. Totally. We're working the evening, but this morning is all about Diego, dude. Well, shit. I'm sure he appreciates that. Our next fight begins in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Contestants, please ensure you are in your corners and are ready to begin. I gave Diego a few quick pointers when he came out. I do hope he is prepared. I know he's a touch worried. He'll do his best regardless, though. I hope that's enough. As do I. I believe in him. So do I. Let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best. That's one scary-looking polar bear. Don't you know? Polar bears can be subdued with a nice, ice-cold, refreshing bottle of Coca-Cola. I gazed over towards Diego, who appeared to be in deep contemplation, standing in his corner of the ring waiting for the fight to begin. Yeesh, these 5 minutes were taking an eternity. I just wanted the fight to start so we could get it over with. Win or lose, I was going to do my best. Everyone believed in me. Aiden believed in me. I didn't want to let anyone down, but especially not him. I guess I was kind of overthinking it. He wouldn't think any less of me if I lost. Nobody would. But I still felt as though I couldn't let him down. Looking over at Logan, our eyes connected. I tried sort of sizing him up in my mind. Was I out of my depth with this guy? He was like me, just bigger and stronger. Could I win with smarts? I was never that smart of a dude, but maybe I could count on Logan being dumber than I was? What if he wasn't? I took some deep breaths. I was overthinking this. I needed to cool my head. Today's 6th quarterfinal match is about to begin. In the blue corner, we have Diego, a quarterfinalist in last year's tournament. Will he ascend to the semifinals this year, or leave disappointed? Everybody, give it up for Diego. The sound of cheering filled my ears, but more loudly from behind me. I looked towards the sound, seeing all my friends excitedly whooping at the call of my name. Aiden in particular was going particularly hard, a wide smile on his face. I smiled back at him before the PA continued its call. And in the red corner, we have Logan, semi-finalist in last year's tournament. Will he match last year's record? Time will tell. Give it up for Logan. The crowd cheered once more. Was it just me, or was it quieter for Logan? Maybe it was louder in his corner. I don't know. Both fighters know the rules, but for the benefit of our first-timers, here they are in brief. It doesn't matter how you fight, just that you fight. No strikes to the head or the groin. Everything else is fair game. Rounds are timed for 60 seconds with a maximum of 10 rounds. In order to win a round, a contestant must pin their opponent for 3 seconds. The first contestant to reach 3 pins is the winner. Without further ado, let the match begin. Oh, that's scary. Let's make him a little less intimidating. Do we want to make him less intimidating? No, I'm serious. Do we want to make him less intimidating and make it kind of silly? Okay, let's do it. There we go. Alright, Diego, you can do this. You can do this. I began by closing the gap between us. Logan did the same. Meeting at the center of the ring. He seemed cool, calm, and collected. A far cry from how I was feeling. Was it just me that was nervous, or was he good at hiding it? Was I hiding it well, or was it obvious how I was feeling? Shit, focus. Can't let myself get distracted. The two of us strafed side to side, neither throwing a punch. Presumably he was waiting for me to strike first, as I was for him. His defensive playing was a bad sign. It must have been 15 seconds or more before he made a move. His arm telegraphed a punch. I moved to avoid it, only for his other arm to strike me from the side out of nowhere. Bastard faked me out. That's my trick. I tried the same only moments later, only for him to dodge my successive attack. I began telegraphing another of his. In preparation, I moved to anticipate his other arm, only to realize the telegraphed attack was genuine, and had moved right into his punch. As I was recovering from that attack, a sudden vicious kick to my gut sent me flying backwards into the ropes. Throwing me forward into the ground, Logan jumped on top of me and started his pin. I mustered all of my strength to try and throw him off, but it was no use. This guy weighed a ton! Score 1 to Logan. God damn it, Logan got off me, returning to his corner as I returned to mine. I cracked my knuckles and stretched my shoulders. Not that it'd make much of a difference. Bad start, but no worse than with Russell. I could very easily turn this around. I had to turn this around. Glancing across to my friends... Oh god, I just realized... Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Glancing across to my friends, I saw Aiden and Ty talking with concerned expressions. Russell and Axel still appeared optimistic, while Dom and Lucas... I mean, who even knows with those guys sometimes? I have myself something of a pep talk. I couldn't let them down. I wouldn't. This big-ass bear is going down. Round 2. Fight. We closed our distances again, this time with Logan engaging straight away with a strong punch. Thankfully, I was prepared for it and was able to dodge it while striking Logan with a counterattack. It seemed to bounce right off of him. He didn't even flinch. I threw a few more, each landing successfully but having little more impact than the last. On my final punch, Logan grabbed my arm in midair and twisted his body around, successfully lifting me off the ground and throwing me over his shoulder. As I crashed to the ground, I quickly scrambled out of the way of his incoming pin, only for him to grab my legs and pull me back, before throwing his entire weight on me. He knocked the air right out of me. I struggled once again to get out from under him, seeing stars all the while, but my best wasn't good enough. Score 2, 0 to Logan. Shit. My best wasn't good enough. What could I do to beat this guy? He was stronger than me, heavier than me, and trickier to boot. I couldn't predict his attacks. Looking back at my friends, Aiden and Ty looked even more concerned than before. Aiden gave me a smile, no doubt trying to cheer me up. And it kinda worked. I wanted to make him happy. I know how badly he wanted me to do this. I couldn't let Aiden down. I just couldn't. This round is for you, Aiden. Round 3. Fight. I tried to take Logan by surprise as I had done with Russell, rushing toward the center of the ring and into him to try and knock him off balance. Of course, he deftly moved out of the way and tripped me with his foot, causing me to fall nose first to the ground. He tried to pin me again straight away, but this time, I managed to squirm loose, getting back on my feet and creating some distance between us to catch my breath. I wiped my nose with the back of my hand. Was that blood? Shit, I was bleeding. I steeled myself and closed back in. I first attempted to sweep him off his feet, which was an unfortunate failure. He was just too heavy. I couldn't trip him up. Come on, this is for Aiden. I've got to do this right. I threw several of my strongest punches at Logan, followed by the biggest kick I could muster to his side. It knocked him off center for only a moment, not nearly enough. It was then he countered my attacks with another firm kick of his own. I was staggered, but I held my ground, only for him to trip me once more. I was exhausted. I could barely find the energy to pull myself back to my feet. Adrenaline be damned. I'd been knocked around so much in such a short time that I could barely move. It was to my surprise when Logan walked right past me instead of taking the easy pin. It looked as though he wanted to finish me off. He began climbing the ropes in the corner. Oh no, he wasn't going to... Okay, focus. If he lands his attack, it's over, but if he doesn't, I have a window to counterattack. This was my last chance. Looking behind me, I watched as he reached the top of the pillars in the corner of the ring and stood atop them, preparing to dive on me. I mustered everything I had in preparation. This was it. As soon as I saw him beginning to jump, I gritted my teeth and rolled several times out of the way. Logan quickly tried to compensate for this by changing his angle. Thud. He came crashing down into the ring with a massive crash. He tried to get back up, only to collapse back onto the ground. I was about to close in for a pin when something caught my eye. His left leg was bent at a strange angle, his teeth bared. Something was wrong. I lowered my fists and approached him cautiously. Dude, are you okay? He said nothing, but the pain on his face was very real. He definitely wasn't okay. I waved at the PA who sounded the fight bell, ending the round. Ladies and gentlemen, it would appear we have an injury in the ring. Please stand by. I kneeled down beside Logan and offered him my hand. He looked up at me, his pained expression still very much present, before he grabbed my hand and I lifted him up on his left side. I helped him back towards his corner where the medical staff had assembled. He hopped each step of the way, wincing with pain through each vibration through his other leg. He was definitely not okay. He might have even broken his leg. I felt bad and at least partially responsible. Handing him over to the medical staff, they helped him to a nearby chair where they sat him down and began examining his injury. His leg! I returned to my corner and left the ring to join my friends during the downtime. Diego got out of the ring and walked towards us, a grim and uncertain expression on his face. Jeez, what the hell just happened? I think he might have broken his leg. Oh no! Is he okay? Well, obviously not if that's what happened. Holy shit, what does that mean? I look across to the other side of the ring to see a member of the medical staff approach the PA and have a brief conversation with him. Shortly after, the PA sounded and confirmed what I'd suspected. Unfortunately, our contestant Logan will be unable to continue the fight. As such, we declare Diego the winner by default. The crowd was uncomfortably silent throughout the announcement. Diego's expression hadn't changed. Despite winning, it certainly wasn't on the terms he'd wanted. Aiden, I'm gonna go check on Logan. I'll come with you. And I, shouldn't you not mind? Of course not. Let's go. We approached Logan, who was standing up once again, leaning against the fencing between the ring and the stands. His leg appeared to be normal again, but he nonetheless had it raised, not making contact with the ground. Dude, are you okay? It's fine. Dislocated it. It happens. It's fixed now, but I won't be walking on it for a day or two. Most unfortunate. Not really. I did this to myself. I feel kind of bad, dude. That should have been your win. Like I said, I did this to myself. I couldn't finish the match. Those are the rules. I imagine if the medical staff had gotten it back into place, a few days of care and recuperation should suffice. Tell me, how do you typically address your aches and pains? Well, I usually go to this hot spring nearby. Yes, they're a little-known hidden treasure. I happen to know the owner. I couldn't think of a better way to recover. But there's no access from the road. You have to climb stairs. Yes, that is a problem. Yo, Logan, I feel bad, so if you wanted to go there, I want to help. Help? Yeah, it's the least I can do. I'll help you get up and down the stairs. Same ones that lead to the hilltop overlooking the town, right? Yes, they're just a little past that. How about it? Aiden and I will help you get there and back. To be honest, with how hard you hit, I could use some relief too. Okay, thank you. This is just like Adastra. The enemy making me question my morals. Then it's settled. Aiden, you're in too, right? Of course. Ty? I'm afraid I must decline. The bar must open during the evening, and besides, I have some other business I need to attend to today as well. Alright, say goodbye to everyone for us, okay? Aiden and I are going to take this big fellow with us. Of course. And congratulations to both of you. Results notwithstanding, you both fought well. Thank you. I fought like shit and you know it. But that's a conversation for another time, I guess. Oh, I got a new YouTube subscriber. Yay! Indeed. I'll let the three of you head on your merry way. Ty bowed politely before taking his leave back to the other end of the ring. I'm so sorry, dude. It's fine. I'm going to get my clothes from the changing room. Are yours there too, Logan? Yes. Pink bag. Pink, huh? Right. Be right back. Didn't I see you at the bar? That's right. Both of us work there. I see. Your friend is a weird one. He's my boyfriend, and he's definitely a weird one. Boyfriend. Cute. With both Diego and Logan having clothed themselves, the three of us slowly worked our way towards the staircase leading up to the lookout with the hot springs beyond. We'd had little trouble getting this far, with Logan hopping on his good leg at an excellent pace while leaning on Diego's shoulder. However, the staircase was particularly steep. Alright, Aiden, I'm going to need your help here. Who, me? Do I look like I can support that kind of weight? Thanks a lot. You insulted him. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant... You'll be fine, trust me. You've got his good side. Just grab the rails as you go and hold on tight. I had no choice. The two wouldn't make it up without my help. I just hoped I was strong enough. Logan wrapped his other arm around my neck. His biceps were almost bigger than my head. Ready? As ready as I can be. Let's go. The three of us began our climb, one step at a time. Logan would hop up to the next step, using us for balance. Then we moved to the same step. Thankfully, the stairs were wide enough for the three of us, although it was a tight squeeze given the size of those two. It took several minutes before we got to the first flat part and took a rest. Whew! This is harder than I thought. You're so puffed up, you're talking like Logan. Hey, you're right! What's wrong with how I talk? Russell and I at long last arrived at the bar. We were We were due to open soon and had not a minute to spare in our preparations. Despite that, I had one important task I needed to complete. Luckily, I had shown Russell the ins and outs to opening the bar already, and I could trust him to complete those preparations on my behalf. Russell, may I count on you to open up? There's something important I must do. You can totally count on me, my dude. And without delay, Russell hurriedly made his preparations. He had only been working me for a couple of days, and I already had a great deal of faith in him. His hard work and taking to the job reminded me of when Aiden first started. But there was no time to get carried away in idle thought. I picked up my phone as well as a slip of paper I had been given the night before and dialed the number contained within. It rang for several seconds before a familiar voice picked up. Yes? Good afternoon. I do hope I have not caught you at a bad time. Nah, fight finished hours ago. Second round of the day. I won, naturally. I see. I'm calling because I wish to continue our discussion from last night. The bar will be open shortly if such a venue suits you. Will he be there? Of course not, nor will Aiden for that matter. And you insist on this. If I'm quite honest with you, it ain't my idea of a good time. I'm quite aware, but I think it will do you good getting it off your chest. Perhaps I can give you some perspective. You say that as though you've already made up your mind about me. Perhaps I had. Perhaps I was wrong in doing so, and perhaps this is as much for my benefit as well as yours. But we likely will never know lest we try, yes? I hate that you're right. Fine. I'll be around soon. But remember, your promise to me. It's between us and only us. Agreed. Then I shall see you shortly. See you then. Was I right in humoring him like this? If Diego or Aiden found out, they would be most displeased. But I suppose there is two sides to every story, as there are two halves to each whole. The least I could do was lend an ear. And after what he had told me the night before, it seemed as though there were very much a version of the story I had not yet heard. Not that anything he could say would excuse some of his behavior, but at least it may provide context. I really must cease forcing my nose into everyone's business. Finally, after many steps and a short walk through the hillside, we'd arrived at our destination, a decisively hidden and conspicuously quiet hot spring. Whoa, I never knew this place existed. It's sure never been advertised, at least that I've seen. It's privately owned, open to the public but not well known. The guy who owns it told me about it. Must be some kind of millionaire to own a place like this and not really do anything much with it. Who is he? Some rich raven. Both Diego's ears and mine pricked up in unison. Our eyes connected as we came to the same realization. Do you, know anything about him? No, just that he owns this hot spring. Shit, I was hoping for some kind of breakthrough or something. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. What are you guys talking about? He's some kind of shady dude called Spencer. Keeps showing up places and nobody knows anything about him. Or they do, and they won't say, which is even more suspicious. Yeah, what he said. Is it really that important? Why not just leave it alone? Diego looked at me with a shrug. Another dead end. Can't say I was surprised. Anyway, should we get into the water? Yes. Logan hobbled over to a nearby bench and pulled his shirt off. Diego quickly did the same and prepared to enter the water. Logan was taking a few moments longer than expected, so he looked back to check on him. Hang on. I'm hide the entire damn thing. Yeah, I made a good choice. Whoa, dude. What the hell? What? You're naked. You bathe in your clothes. You're weird. Logan eased himself down onto the ledge. Oh, fuck. Okay. Logan eased himself down onto the ledge of the hot spring and dipped himself into the water, a look of relief spreading across his face. Dude, do we... I mean, this ain't your average hot spring. Maybe it's tradition? Son of a... Feeling shy? Honestly, not really. It ain't like I'm the biggest guy here or anything. I heard that. Diego began removing the rest of his clothes. I followed suit. I mean, we'd seen Logan naked. It was only fair, right? The two of us, now completely butt naked, hurriedly made our way into the water to join Logan. This is the life. Coming here was a good idea. You're telling me. My shoulders still hurt from getting this guy up the stairs. Imagine how I feel. I had to carry him the whole way after having my ass kicked by him. I'm gonna be feeling that ass whooping for weeks. Thank you both for bringing me here. It's like I said. It's the least I could do after stealing your win like that. You absolutely had me. I got cocky. I'll learn from it for next year. Already thinking about next year, huh? Aren't you? To be honest, I wasn't even thinking about this year's one. Got encouraged to participate at the last minute. Well, you could have said no. Nah, didn't want to let you down. And it's been good for me. Although at this rate, I think the semis might be it for me. Feeling up to it, we can spar tomorrow. I know I'm not much for competition, but it might be fun. Yeah, what the hell, I'll take you up on that. So anyway, Logan, what's your deal? Deal? Yeah, tell us about yourself. Did you grow up in Woodcrest or move here? My parents are from the far north. We moved here when I was 3. Right. Yeah, you're not wrong. Right, what do you do besides fight? Do you have a job, any hobbies? I don't have a job. I earn money making crafts. Crafts? I knit and crochet. Paint sometimes. You paint? Are you any good? Reasonably. You'll have to show me someday. Could use some paintings for the house. Diego's knack for interior decoration is somewhat lacking. Hey, I ain't that bad. Still, I would have never pictured someone like you doing those things, Logan. Why? Because you're strong as hell, dude. Why does a guy like you with all those skills fight? I was doing it for the extra cash. That's it? Not to challenge yourself or anything? Yeah, I don't like fighting much. Aw, that's cute. What? But you're so good! Thank you. But if you don't like fighting, then how are you that jacked? I spend a lot of time at the gym. I find it therapeutic. Therapeutic? Well, that's one take on it, I guess. Hey, that reminds me. Ever run into this asshole raptor at the gym? Yes. What do you think of him? I think he wants to sleep with me. No shit. That guy wants to sleep with everything the way I understand it. That guy's my ex, and he's a total piece of shit. Just saying. Understood. I decided to chip in with a few questions of my own. You must have a lot of friends having lived here for so long. No, not really. Any relationship? No. So what? You just knit, crochet, paint, and work out all day? I watch movies a lot. Huh. Don't you get lonely? Sometimes. My questions had backfired and brought the mood between us all down. Logan seemed nice enough, albeit with a bad case of resting bitch face, as it were. I decided to shut my mouth and leave any further questioning to Diego. Yo, Logan, I can introduce you to some people if you like. We've got plenty of friends between us. Maybe you'll take a liking to some of them? Thank you, but I'm okay. It seemed as though Logan was the sort of person it was easy to misinterpret. He was lacking in social skills and awfully quiet, but not too unkind nor rude, at least intentionally. Between the three of us, we'd spent several hours simmering in the piping hot waters. Eventually, both Diego and I had had enough, but Logan wanted to stay for longer. The man had an incredible tolerance for boredom. Finally, he'd agreed to depart, and the three of us exited the water to begin drying ourselves off. Thank you both for bringing me here. It was nice. I usually come here alone. The company was different, but not in a bad way. I'm glad to hear it. How are you feeling? Leg any better? In response to my question, Logan tried his weight on his injured leg. He managed to stand, albeit wincing all the while, his leg trembling as he did. Yeah, I think you should keep that leg up for a little while longer. Where do you live? My car is parked near the tournament grounds. I should be okay to drive. Ain't it a shame there's no road across to the hot springs? A terrible shame. Alright, if you're both ready, shall we get dressed and head off? Agreed. Let's go. I take it you heard what you wanted to hear? Saying it is what I wanted to hear would be a stretch, but I do thank you for your honesty. I hope this was helpful for you. Not gonna lie, feels good to get it off my chest. I do mean what I said, however. I don't want to speak to him. I don't want to see him. What's done is done. But Kyrix, the two of you almost never spoke like this. He had no idea what was going on in your head, and you had no idea what was going on in his. It's over. What good is it? What do you think either of us stand to gain? Understanding, perhaps? And closure. And what makes you think I want closure? Didn't I make it clear I wanted it to be over long before it started and ended? You did, but you also made it clear this was a conversation you did not want to have. And need I remind you that only moments ago you said it was helpful to you? I just want to help you both. This has been a heavy weight on both of your shoulders. Can I go? If you insist. Kyrix stood up and quickly took his leave, briskly exiting the bar without so much as a look behind him. I sighed. I had done all I could. I only hoped Kyrix would see reason, and even if he did, would Diego take kindly to my proposal? Nonetheless, today had been an education at the very least. While Kyrix had not so much exonerated himself, he had provided an entirely different perspective to that which I had already known. As it had turned out, their story was more complicated than I had known. I genuinely felt it best that they spoke. Somehow, I doubted that would ever happen. The two of us had seen Logan off to his car and walked back up the steps to the hill overlooking town. The sun had finally set, creating a scene that somewhat resembled the night after the festival. Of course, the mood today was vastly different to then. Our relationship had bloomed, and Diego, while still sore about it all, had grown in confidence day after day. Now much more closely resembling the Diego I'd known all those years ago. So peaceful up here. I'm glad we found this spot. Me too. Hopefully tonight is happier than the last time we were here. Don't you worry, it is. Although I admit, today's win was by total accident. I was about to lose that fight. What are you talking about? You still could have turned it around. Nah, trust me, I was done. It took everything I had left in me to roll out of the way. I just got lucky. I need to make sure I'm prepared for the next one. You never know. If that might not have happened, Logan might have won the belt this year. Your next opponent might not be as strong as him. I hope you're right. He's a really weird guy, but he sure can fight. I feel bad about it all. I hope his leg heals up alright. He was standing on it before, although I doubt he could have walked. That's still better than earlier in the day. Yeah, he just dislocated it. It's not like it was broken. It'll be tender for a little while, I'm sure. Anyway, did you suggest we come here so we could have another deep conversation like last time? That wasn't really my plan, but if you want to, go ahead. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I could start with how glad I am you're here and all of that, but you know that already. I've said that a bunch. I still like hearing it. Maybe you can even tell me more about when you first arrived in Woodcrest. What's there to tell? I knew there was lots of works here and cheap housing. It seemed like a great spot, so I moved as soon as I got my degree. Not that I'm putting that to any use. I guess it's just a fact of life these days. It was hard in the beginning. I've said before how much I was missing you, how hard I was kicking myself for letting you slip by. I got really into the gym and stuff. Made a few friends, all of that. But there was still something missing, you know? Which I guess had to do with why I dated Kyrix. He was really nice to me in the beginning, talked me up a lot, helped me learn the ropes at the gym, showed an interest, and I guess something in me clung to that a bit. I guess I was trying to replace you, fill that void. I was desperate, I guess. I went all in on Kyrix, and it backfired horribly. I still don't rightly know why. After the breakup, I was just so angry about it all. I felt so worthless and unwanted, but a lot has happened since then. I guess I'm getting over it, and it helps me that I have someone so much better by my side in it all. I'm really glad to hear that. I know it's been tough. It has. I still don't understand it all. I don't understand why he changed like he did. Was he never even that person to begin with? And I guess now I'll never know. And to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that. The important part is that it's over. And something so much better has begun. But I guess I got a little off track there. I'm just worried is all. Worried? About the tournament? Sort of. Worried that he's taking part. Worried that I'll face him in the semis, or even the finals if I get that far. I don't think I can beat him. I don't think I could handle being beaten by him. I don't want to see him again. I remained silent, not knowing what to say. I knew he was competing. With any luck, he'd have been knocked out in the quarterfinals. But somehow, I doubted that. I don't want to give up, but if I found out he was competing, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd forfeit. I wanted to tell him, God, I wanted to so badly, but at the same time, Diego has just been telling him so much harder. Diego has just made telling him so much harder. I was so conflicted. I hated this. I decided in that very moment I wouldn't take part in any more of Ty's schemes. I didn't want to be stuck in the middle like this. What do you think? Huh? Were you even listening? Yeah, sorry, I just got lost in thought. What about? How glad I am to be here with you. Aw, that's kinda sweet, dude. Diego planted a gentle kiss on my cheek, but I was more conflicted than ever. I just lied to him again. I was lying to cover my secrets, lying to cover Ty's secrets. The lies and secrets had to stop, but I was already too deep in this particular secret. I hoped Kyrix would be knocked out, or Diego would find out on his own. And then I could put all of that behind me. Be honest with Diego. Tell him everything and never keep any secrets from him. I was better than this. Do you know why Kyrix acted like he did? Because he's a monster? I don't know, man. Despite the time we were technically a thing, he never opened up to me. Not that it mattered if he did. Some of the shit he did was just obviously shitty. It was just objectively shitty. Like, there's no excuse for it. Even if he had his reasons don't matter. And to be honest, I don't even care anymore. I mean, I do, a little. It still hurts, you know? But I'm trying to look forward, not backward. I see. I'm sorry I brought it up. Nah, dude, I did. That's on me. I guess just being here reminded me of last time, you know? Yeah, maybe coming here wasn't the best idea on my part. It's alright, dude. It's like I said, it's really peaceful up here. I've just gotten into a shitty habit of letting the ugly out while I'm up here. Anyway, it's been a long day. Maybe it's time we headed home? Yeah, it's kind of chilly up here anyway. It definitely ain't summer no more. The two of us stood up and began making our way to the stairs leading downward. It was eerily quiet, and besides the chirping of nighttime wildlife, you could hear a pin drop. Perhaps that's why we heard the sounds of footsteps coming up the stairs on our approach. We couldn't see who it was, but they were close. We instinctively slowed our pace, waiting for the person to pass by before we began our descent. Moments later, the figure emerged from the top of the stairway, and... what are the odds? Okay, let me just...
Fuck you! 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 Fuck you!
Fuck you, Kyrix, you piece of shit. Go die in a hole. Anyways, hang on. What the heck is open up YouTube Studio? I don't get told anything on this platform. Anyways. The two made eye contact for some time. Kyrix, barefoot of his usual malicious grin, appeared somewhat somber. Diego was standing in a defensive manner, clearly anticipating aggression. Thus, he was caught by complete surprise when Kyrix walked by without having a single word. The two of us watched as he walked along the path and disappeared around the corner. That was weird, and unlike him. You're telling me. It almost looked as though he had something to say, but... We stood there for several moments more before Diego elected to shrug the encounter off. Well, that happened. I'm proud of you, Diego. Huh? Why? Not letting it get to you, and not saying anything. To be honest, if he'd have said something, that wouldn't be the case. Maybe someone knocked some sense into him. We can only hope. Let's go home. With our luck, Spencer will be next up these stairs. Scared he's going to cast a curse on you? Or maybe murder us both. It was a day of ups and downs. Despite everything, Diego was through to the semifinals, and Logan would recover in short order. Diego, despite being worried about his upcoming matches, was nonetheless in good spirits. Overall, it was a good day. I was happy I got to spend the entire day with Diego, happy I got to relax in a hot spring for several hours, and most of all, happy that Diego was doing well. Be that in the tournament or in how he was feeling, I knew he had his doubts and fears, but I was going to be there for him through it all, no matter what. We're going to leave off here tonight. I know it's early. Yeah. Woo! New friend! Woo! It was. We just... Woo! Logan. Yeah. Fuck you, Kyrix. Woo! Woo! Anyways, if you've been following my, never mind. I can't think of anything to say, so stay safe, have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.